Remove this man!
Office.
What did I do?
Just go to the office.
What did I do?
Go, just go!
What?
What is going on, you guys? Theo here with the big review, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video, and today we are going to do what everybody else is doing. We're just going to talk about collabs, because apparently that's all that exists in King of Fighters All-Star this week. But before we jump into it, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. It helps me out a ton as a new YouTuber. So let's get into this video. So in this video, we're going to do a couple things. We are going to tackle some of the rumors that have been going around and debunk them. We are also going to go ahead and do our best to pretty much confirm exactly what this update is bringing as far as what the collab will be. Now, full disclosure, I had already finished editing this video late last night, right before the teaser went live, I'd say about an hour before that teaser went live, which we'll be taking a look at here momentarily. And then all that did was confirm exactly what I already had in this video, so thankfully I didn't have to completely trash half of this video. It was a pretty easy fix. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about some of this stuff. So first and foremost, since I wasn't able to cover it yesterday, considering the fact that we had to get that guide out that I had already made a couple days prior and pushed back an extra 24 hours, we know that we will be getting a global live stream. In our previous videos, we had talked about the fact that after we got the Weird Friday schedule for the Korean live stream, that this was probably going to happen towards the middle of the following week, and lo and behold, they confirmed that yesterday, so here we are. Now, when it comes to what we are about to get into, I want to make sure I preface this with, this is all purely speculation, although a lot of it is going to be pretty much 100% confirmed in my own head. However, until there is confirmation from an official source, we are going to go ahead and consider all of this speculation. So, first and foremost, that teaser. So this is the teaser that they released late last night. They sent out a tweet and had everybody freaking out. And like I said, I had already had this video pretty much finished up before this came out, and you'll see some of the evidence that I had that pointed to what is teased in this trailer before this was even dropped. But yeah, pretty much all this was more fuel to the flame as to what I was kind of assuming was going to happen with this collab after I had been talking to Steven about some of the things that the Korean side of the game had been putting together as far as evidence goes, and it was starting to mount to the point that I couldn't deny that it was true. And once I got confirmation from Steven that he was pretty much in the same boat, that pretty much told me all I needed to know. And we'll talk about how I feel about what this is, but you know, the coolest thing about this trailer to me, honestly, is the fact that they used the Sentai Ranger music. That was pretty cool. For those of you who don't know what Sentai Rangers is, then you should check it out. But yeah, so that is the trailer. It would seem on the surface they aren't giving you a whole lot of information, but they actually pretty much gave everything away, and I'll break it all down frame by frame. But first and foremost, the thing I want to talk about is a lot of people were dogging on Metal Slug yesterday on the forums and really just giving Metal Slug the old 2x4 upside the head. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, yeah, I would have been more excited for Metal Slug. I'm not going to lie. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that are big fans of the IP that we are getting for this collab, at least what we presume we are getting. But I would have personally been more okay with potentially getting best versions of, say, like a Ralph or a Clark with the Metal Slug update. That would have been really, really cool. Everybody decided that this was it yesterday based solely upon just a background image on the global live stream announcement, and it's definitely not Metal Slug. I don't know why people let their emotions take the better of them when it comes to this stuff, but it's not Metal Slug, guys. Now, what it is, and I can almost guarantee it, is 7 Deadly Sins. Now, with 7 Deadly Sins, we have pretty much assumed for a very, very long time, even before the collaboration in Grand Cross happened with the King of Fighters, we had pretty much assumed that 7 Deadly Sins was going to happen as a collaboration at some point in time. And to be honest with you guys, this is going to divide the community quite a bit, because there's a lot of people that really, really like Seven Deadly Sins, and there's a lot of people in the community that can't stand the idea of getting this collab. But I'm going to give you the evidence I had before the teaser. So basically, this is what we were looking at before we got that teaser trailer that pretty much all but confirmed this. As you'll see here, the assets that were used in the background image for the global live stream banner are pretty much lifted from Grand Cross. You can tell from the barrels, the crates. Yes, we're talking about barrels and crates, my god. But when it comes to these assets, I think that it's pretty obvious that these were lifted. And before I had to re-edit with this teaser, I was talking about the fact that, yes, we are pretty much just squinting and staring at stationary items that really shouldn't be all that interesting, but this is where we're at in 2021 with the King of Fighters All-Star. We're looking at barrels and crates and getting all sorts of speculation and enjoyment out of it. But yeah, no, this is pretty obvious here, but as if that wasn't enough, and the rest of this is going to be thanks to KOF Ashley for putting these things together here. But these here pretty much confirm from that teaser trailer what we had already kind of known. So I don't know a ton about Seven Deadly Sins. I've seen some episodes. I'm not necessarily huge into it, so forgive me. But Meliodas, that we're seeing here, of course, Escanor, I believe Escanor probably. But either way, you can kind of tell here that's his trapezius right there in this photo from the teaser. So he's got pretty defined muscles there, and you can pretty much tell he's the swole boy of this banner. Next up, we are going to have a character that, you know, this one is the most obvious to me. This here is Diane. I think that we can all pretty much tell that that's what this is. You can tell from the hair strands. You can tell from whatever her little weapon is there. It's pretty obvious that that's her. Next up, you're going to be talking about a character that I think is probably destined to be a gold border character, but again, I don't know a huge amount about this IP. But you have Elizabeth here. So as you can tell from the collar and then the little cuffs, we can pretty much assume that that's who that is there, and even the smile pretty much matches up. And then the next one we have is going to be Ban, who honestly looks the coolest to me, personally. This one and Merlin look the most interesting to me, to be honest, but I think this one's a dead giveaway. Just the smile and the hand, it's pretty much a lock there. I think that that's right on the nose. And speaking of Merlin, who should be my waifu for this banner, this one I'm kind of sad we don't get as much confirmation on, although I guess I can see it pretty much here, but hoping we get this one, because I mean, if I don't enjoy the IP necessarily with the collabs, at least I can get some enjoyment out of the waifus. So hey, there you go. And then we have King, which isn't the right king. This isn't the king I want. This isn't the king I need. This is a king, I guess, I suppose, but you can tell from the shoes, but it's not the king I want. I'm honestly, I'm angry. I'm angry now. I'm triggered. They said king and I got excited. Anyway, then we have this here. This is pretty much going to give you all the characters lined up on cards that are very similar to what we got with that teaser image. And yeah, I think that this is all but confirmed, guys. Now, there's more stuff that kind of feeds into this that pretty much more so confirms it, as if we needed even more evidence, but I think that this is a lock. And, you know, as far as your enjoyment of what you're going to be getting out of this collab, so personally for me, and I've talked about this in the past, collaborations I have mixed feelings about. Some of them I have been really, really happy with. Like, I was really happy that we were getting Tekken. I was really happy we were getting Sam Show. And those two in particular I was really excited for. Gintama to an extent I was okay with. I do enjoy Gintama, the anime, and that alone was enough to get me at least somewhat excited for it. But then the other ones that we've gotten, like we're talking your WWEs, and I just can't get into them. And then when it comes to this one, this is another one that I'm kind of lukewarm on. I'm not necessarily into the IP. I've only seen a couple episodes of the show. I'm not dogging on it by any stretch of the imagination because I don't know enough about it to have an opinion. But as you'll see here, this is another piece of evidence, but you can tell from just kind of what you're looking at with this new Korean live stream poster, just judging from the coloration and the background here, and comparing it to Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross art, it's pretty much we know what we're getting into. So yeah, none of this is a surprise to me. Again, we've known we're probably going to be getting this for quite a while now. But again, I'm lukewarm to it, and I expected to be. I don't expect these collaborations to be much of anything I'm super interested in on a personal level. However, what I will say, what I am excited for, is the fact that this should bring a lot of new eyes to the game. I would assume that a lot of people that played Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross, which as you saw there has already collaborated with the King of Fighters itself, so that was another bit of reason why people had assumed we would eventually get this collaboration in the first place. I assume, being that that is a much larger game as far as scale and as far as a player base, that we will be getting a lot of new eyes on King of Fighters All-Star, which is at the end of the day the most important thing. But I'm not, on a personal level, looking forward to it as much as some. However, I am not going to try and rain on anybody's parade. If you are excited for this, I'm very happy for you. I hope that you enjoy what they bring here. I hope that these characters are as good as you were hoping for. I hope your favorite character is involved. However, for me on a personal level, like I said, not my bag. But we will have to wait and see. Friday, we should have full confirmation. I'm going to be working with Steven to try and get translations as quick as humanly possible. Although that video, and typically whenever they do those types of things with the different live streams, it's tough for me to get videos out as early as I normally do, so be prepared on Friday. There is a good chance that Friday's video breaking down everything in the Korean live stream may be later on in the day, because I need to give Steven time to get me translations, and then I need time to edit, and I also have a day job, so it might be a little bit before you guys see all of that on Friday, but we will be working on it in the background. I believe the live stream is at like 5 a.m. my time, so these are the types of sacrifices I make for all of you guys. But you know, it is what it is. I'm excited to get new eyes on the game. I'm excited as a YouTuber to have an influx of new players. As you guys know about this channel, we have always strived to be inclusive to new players. We have always strived to try and help new players. That's why I spend as much time on guides as I do, because it's all in the name of being inclusive for the newer players so that they can feel comfortable and get a head start on what they are looking at whenever they're downloading the game. But it is going to be one of those things I'm going to ask you guys as a community to try and be welcoming to these new players, because I am certain we are going to have a big influx of new players, at least for a little bit. However many of them stick, we'll have to wait and see. But do try to be nice, do try to treat them well and answer their questions. But anyway, guys, those are my opinions. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. You all take care. Peace.
Continue. Game over.